Hey everyone, this is Jared Turbodays here, wanted to make a free agency video. I'm going to be talking about players that are going to come and some players that are going to go. First of all, I want to talk about the Florida Gators. They're number 2 in the nation right now. March Madness is my favorite time of year. I've been a fan of the Florida Gators since 1998 when Mike Miller ended up playing for the Florida Gators, their college basketball team. I root for their college basketball team the most, but I root for the Florida Gators for football and for SEC and their baseball team. I do watch some of the other stuff like gymnastics. I'm a fan of all many sports, but yeah, they're doing great so far. I want to wish Pat Bolin, our owner for the Broncos, a happy birthday. It's his 70th birthday. He's a fantastic owner for us. He has lots of class, and hope he's having a great day. Now I want to talk about the players that are going to come and the players that are going to go. And some people might be upset with what I say, but that's going to be how I feel, and I'm not going to hold any regrets for what I say. So let's get into it. Mike Adams. I don't know if we're going to keep him or not. I don't really he's done all right. He's kind of so-so. If he goes, I won't be too upset. Robert Ayers, I like him, but I don't know if he showed us too much in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. Zane Beatles, if he goes, it's okay. He didn't really perform his best in the Super Bowl. He was on Ellen, I remember. I don't think he's doing. He was okay. I didn't mind him. I thought he did a decent job in the regular season, but I don't know if it's good enough to keep him. He might get signed. Stuart Bradley, don't really know much about him. If he goes, I really could care less. Andre Caldwell, I think he's going to be taking over for Eric Decker. He had a really good game where it was like 2 catches and it was 2 touchdowns for him, and I think he can catch quite a bit of balls that are pretty tough to catch. And he doesn't stumble on the turf with his feet like Eric Decker does. So I'm thinking we're going to keep Andre Caldwell. Marquise Cole, didn't really know too much about him. He's a corner. I don't really think he's done that. I haven't seen the corners really do a good job besides Chris Harris. I think he could go. If he goes, so be it. You just sense a pattern. I kind of want a lot of players to leave this year. On the way out, build for the future. We got Peyton Manning for only 3 or more years. It's time to stop with this now mentality, trying to sign players that are veterans, and start thinking about getting future players that are going to develop over the years. Because Brock Osweiler is eventually going to be coming as our quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. And hopefully I don't look at this video and it's not Brock Osweiler, but I think it's Brock Osweiler, since he's been under Manning for the past 2 seasons. Next is the big one, Eric Decker. I think Eric Decker is going to leave us. $10 million around there is what I think that he's going to be asking for. We're not going to be paying him number 1 money for being a number 2 wide receiver, because we're going to keep the big one, which is Demaryius Thomas. Eric Decker, I just don't see him staying with us. I thought he was going to be gone after this season, and I still stick to that belief. He's going to be too much to pay for. I think he's going to go to a team that I don't like New England Patriots or like any AFC West team. We'll see about that. So I'm thinking he's gone, and I enjoyed his play, his games, but it's time for him to go since he wants the money. Like most players, they want to get paid, rightfully so. But thanks, Eric Decker, for the memories. I'll miss you for a little while. I think I'll get over it. We got rid of Brandon Lloyd one year, and I was pissed, and I still remember it. He had 1,400 plus yards, and we got rid of him. That was just one of the stupidest moves I've ever expected. And I think that was from Josh McDaniels, who is a scumbag, and he's on a team I absolutely hate. So I'm glad they didn't get their Super Bowl this year with Josh McDaniels. Anyways, next is Michael Huff. I didn't see much from him when he got signed into the season. He hasn't shown me much. If he goes, so be it. I know he got released from the Ravens, so he's had his chances. Next is Quinton Jammery. I hope he goes. One of the most. He got ripped a new one multiple times in the playoffs against San Diego, I believe. Couldn't cover for crap. I thought he was going to be better than that. Coming from the San Diego Chargers, I thought Jammer was excellent back in the day. I guess his days are behind him now, as well as Champ Bailey's. And I think Champ Bailey needs to go away too. But Winston Justice is next. I don't really know too much about him. He's done all right. Hopefully, if he's cheap, we'll maybe keep him. Dan Coppin, if he gets injured, then we shouldn't keep him. Manny Ramirez has been pretty decent besides the Super Bowl. I don't know if he's going to be. If he's gone, he's gone. Centers. I mean, everyone talks about a center position, but I don't know if we're keeping Chris Cooper or Kuiper. We'll see what happens. I'm not too sure about that. Paris Lennon, he was all right at times. If we get rid of him, I don't know if I'm going to be regretting it or not. If he goes, so be it. Jeremy Mincey, I say keep him. I think he did a decent job considering his time that he was here. So I think he should definitely stay. He got a few sacks in during his time in the playoffs that were key. Next is Nosha Moreno. I like Nosha Moreno. He was on the threat of leaving us, the year before this one, and he showed his stuff this year, going over 1,000 yards rushing. I like his tenacity. It sucked losing Willis McGahee last year, but John Elway knew the future, and Nosha Moreno stepped up when he needed to, and he should get paid. And I don't know if he's going to be staying with us. I think Monte Ball, he's going to be the future. So Nosha Moreno, I enjoyed your running ability and your hungriness, your tenacity, and your being excited to play football. And I wish a lot of other players were as hungry as you are. If you go, it would suck without you, but you want your money too, and I respect that. So, Nosha Moreno, it was great knowing you. I could see him leaving. Unfortunately, I think we could keep him another year. It would be nice, but so be it. Sean Phillips, definitely keep him. He performed great for us last season. He was when Von Miller wasn't performing and was out for 6 games for his stupidity, Sean Phillips did his thing, and we got to keep him definitely. He was the best signing we had last year. Out of nowhere, it mattered. Just like Terrence Knighton was a great signing too. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, definitely got to keep him. He did a really good job, I believe, this year for CB. My mistake. DRC and Chris Harris did a great job this year. I think Tony Carter's going to be gone. I think he's made so many mistakes with penalties that cost us like if it was third down, he'd cost us a penalty, and then it'd be first down for the other team, and I just don't like that. And he did it way too many times. I know it was the second season. He did awesome when he was hungry and proving himself with Chris Harris. And this year he dropped so low. It seemed like he went up with Chris Harris, and then he went down with all the penalties that he made. So if he goes, so be it. Steve Vallos, not really too sure about him. If he goes, so be it. Wesley Woodyard, I'd like to keep him. Not sure if they're going to keep him or not. I like him, but I think at one time he was captain of our team, and I want to still keep him. I guess I'm going to say keep him, but I don't think they're going to get rid of Wesley Woodyard. I think he's too valuable. So that's about it for me. And there's many other players that I think are on the chopping block. Champ Bailey is probably going to be one of them. I think the season after Von Miller's contract is going to be up, and I want to keep Von Miller. He needs to use his head. I mean, so many off the field drama. You know, we dealt with that with Elvis Dumervil and Von Miller. You were such a class act. The previous seasons with you, and now you're completely messing it up. And I think a lot of these players are on the chopping block. And if Von Miller has another bad season like he'd had this year, he will leave us, and he needs to clean up his act immediately. So that's just my opinion on that. Um, I'm looking at some other players that could possibly be leaving us. Um, if you didn't prove yourself this season, you're in for it, you know, in my opinion. So like so no one's safe this year. Not many people are safe this year. I'm thinking like half the roster, or like 60-70% of the roster is should be on edge of keeping their job with the Denver Broncos. Maybe that's a little bit too high, but we'll see. No player should be safe this year besides, you know, who stepped up this season. So that's about it for this video. Sorry it was so long. See you guys later. Mile High Horseman salute. Go Broncos.